Hello, good evening. How is everybody doing today? Hope everybody is well. Thanks for checking us out. This is BK here with Gen22Trading. Going to get into our nighttime session here. It's going to start about now, I guess. And so please take a few minutes to read the disclaimer. And forgive me any kind of stumbling here. I'm not going to edit this video at all. It's going to be real and raw. And so it's going to be what it is. So I'm not the most elegant speaker, so just hang with me. But read this the disclaimer here. Make sure you do that, and we'll get into the chart here. All right, so what you see here is on the top here is a 5-minute chart. The bottom's a 30-minute chart. The bottom left here is a daily candle chart, and the top left here is a 4-hour chart. So what I'd like to do here in the evening is get ready and at the 5 o'clock open Central Time. I am on Central Time here, so it's the 6 o'clock Eastern open to the new market. To the new open to the day. And what I do, I look to trade for about 50 to 100 points in the NQ for the kind of the overnight session. So we'll do this for about a 30-minute video or so, kind of see if we can get into a trade and see what we'll have here. So if you look at the top, I'm on a Lilu a Lilu eval account. It's my eval, the number one. So this is getting started for the number one, the first account here, is that way you can kind of see it grow in real time. So here we go. So let's take a look here. So market's going to open in about 2 minutes for the evening session. So I want to look at price here. So for me, I've got all these zones drawn out. It's all based on a market profile chart here in the 1 minute. You can see here, this is the market profile from today's session, earlier session today, the 9:30 open to the 1600 hour close, right? The 4 o'clock close. So these zones are just drawn out by the high volume nodes there. So that's what you see on this chart on a 5-minute level here, right here. So what I'm looking, you see these lines here. This is my custom indicator that I've gotten done that I can just set the lines to whatever point increments I want. I've got them. The blue lines represent 50, and the 100, and the white lines represent 100. So white to white's 100, 50 to the whites. The blue to the white's 50. So I'll look to enter this trade here based on a bias. We had a pretty strong bullish candle here. You can see on the 4-hour candle, inside day on the hourly. So because of that, we'll kind of. I still have a little bit of a bias to the long side, even though we had a really good pull down at the afternoon session here. I like to see if we can get higher here. So we'll watch and see how the price wants to open up, see if it wants to gap up. If it gaps up first, I'll short at this white line. If it gaps down, I'll go long at the blue line here. So I trade in just in 50-point increments. So, and I'm trading micros. So this is the MNQ. So there's really no stress trading here, guys, and that's what I found to be the easiest to be the most consistent with, is the no stress trading. So we want to go ahead and get into this trade here if we can here, but it's kind of come on. But I'd like to get long here, so for whatever reason it's not letting me in this long here. Okay, what's going on here? All right, yeah, so we wanted to be long right here for some reason. It's the market. This is messing up here. Wouldn't you know it? First time I record, for whatever reason, it's messing up. So let me make sure I can cancel these orders here because I don't need them. All right, well, I guess I'm in. Well, I guess I'm in. So didn't really want to be at 2 right here, but I'm in at 2 longs right here. So which is fine. This is where I'll get out at the if I can, I'll get out here to the short side. My target's up there. So we'll see if price can get up there and get to that. But it already kind of closed this gap a little bit, which I don't like. But I'll have to add another position here to be long if I can get those. So we'll see how it wants to play out here. But this is what I do in the evening. I just evening trade. I just basically trade off the lines and what my bias is, you know. So I am, like I said, I put my orders 50 points apart. So I don't normally go in at 2 here. If for whatever reason the way it opened up was kind of odd. It might have been my NinjaTrader or whatever it was. So it put me in 2 positions there. Normally I'd be at 1 here, then I'd have another one sitting here at 1, but I've got, this would be a 3rd one if it comes in here, and then again I'll put a 4th one here. I'm in micros, guys, so I'm not too worried about things. Even if it wants to crash 200 points on me, I'm okay. I'm in a micro situation. I'll look to exit here at 50 and maybe 100 as well, just kind of to see how the market moves, you know. But I'll be here for the next 30 minutes or so. Hour at tops in the evening, but I'll put my positions on and let them play themselves out, and we'll just see how they go. All right. So again, excuse the rawness, if that's even a word, of the video here. I will not edit. I'm not going to do any of that. It's one of those things. It's going to be rough probably until I get better at doing this. But that's okay, you know, it is what it is. I'm a real guy, just like you guys. I'm real, and not putting out the best of footage, you know, the best of videos, the best of trades. I'm not doing any of that kind of stuff. So it's real, it is what it is. Sometimes it works great, and sometimes it doesn't, and we have to work ourselves out of a position. But with micros, you can do that. So again, just checking it out here, and this is kind of what I do, and just kind of giving you an idea what that looks like. So for the evening session here, the overnight session. So we'll watch it and see how it plays, and then we'll check and see where we're at, if we can get anything out of this trade. So we'll watch it and see. But again, the zones, the orange zones you see on my chart, are all drawn based off the market profile from today. These are all high volume node areas, so I would expect price to come into this area and probably give me a little bit of a bounce. Not sure that price is going to get back to the long side, but got a little gap still to be filled here on the 5-minute chart, 30-minute chart. I like our gap here to the long side that hopefully will be filled. And then price hopefully will continue to run up to at least 21,300, which would be 50 points. And since I'm stuck in 2 contracts here, I'll probably exit at least one of those. And to seeing how price wants to move here, we'll see if we want to get out of both of those, if we can, if we get the opportunity here. But you can see in the left hand, top left hand, this is a 4-hour chart. You can see the price action, big down move for the end of the day today, and then a little bit of a move to the upside at the end of the day. So kind of a mixed bag going on right here, right? So we'll see how the opening of this candle goes, and then the daily candle. I like to trade the daily open here based on the candle structure and the candlestick formation, and we're inside. You can see we're inside of yesterday's candle still, and then this was today's candle, and then and this is the new day starting here. So you can see we're kind of right now an inside situation. So we'll mark this one up here as well, because those always provide good liquidity spots. Don't think I'll hold it for 400 or up to 400 if it wants to get there, but definitely want to take an eye. Keep an eye on the highs and lows of the previous day. So we'll kind of watch that and see how it wants to play here. But looking, like I said, to take my first position off at 300. Let me move that up a little bit better. Just try to make my 50 points here, 49 points, whatever it is, depending on my entry. Try to get the 50 points on this evening session here. Just 1 micro, and this would be 2 micros. You're looking at, $100, couple $100 maybe. So not a ton, but micro trading with a $50,000 evaluation account. That's don't need to be leveraged any higher, and that's a good return. I mean, if you make 200 a day or 100 a day, 200 a day on a micro, you're doing extremely well. So we don't want to take a lot of risk. We want to be very risk adverse and low stress trading. We want to be very low key here, man. I mean, I don't stress out about it. If I get, 100 points down, I am not freaking out. It's fine. It's a micro. So I don't stress out. I don't trade dollar value. I trade points, and I look at, I got increments. As you can see, every 50 points or so, I'll go in. And depending on market structure, I might make it a little bit wider than that. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see. But it's a very low stress way of trading. So let's just be patient, kind of watch this thing play out here. And again, I will be doing a live stream most evenings, starting at about 4:50 for the 5 o'clock Central Time open, which would be the 6 o'clock Eastern open. But I want to start streaming there about 5 minutes till that open for about 30 minutes to an hour each evening, or at least, or we hit profit targets, or if we have to let positions run, we go ahead and set them up, and then I sign off, and then we'll check them again, through the next morning. So, but I want to do a live stream, kind of start to show this method. It works. It's very low stress, and it's to be quite honest, it's best for most people to enter a trade and not be staring at a computer, not be staring at the chart, especially their profit and loss. Most people can't handle, or just do not know how to handle at this point yet in their trading career. Most people do not know how to handle being in really good profit without killing it. They'll let their negative trades run until their stop loss. If they have a 200 point stop loss, they'll let it run all the way there, but then they'll have 10 point profit and they'll kill it. That's just not a good way to trade. So doing it the way I'm doing it here with just micros and using just points here on the chart, not dollar value, and just understanding that because we're micros, that we're not going to get hurt too bad. So it's the best way to trade, and it is very stress-free. Okay, and also we have multiple eval accounts here, but we're just going to trade one at a time. So also, you lose the stress of blowing one account and not having anything else to trade. I would strongly suggest, and then in the description I have links, affiliate links is what they are, to multiple discount prop firms, and when they have these big sales, I would suggest to buy a few of them, and that way you're not stressing out if you blow an account. You got another one, it's okay, because you're going to do that. So this is a Lilu, and it's account one, but I have their Lilu bundle, which is where I took advantage of their recent offer of 90% off, and with the Lilu bundle, and you get 10 accounts. So only one will qualify, but so if you qualify this first one, then the other 9 go away. So, which is cool, because to me it's a guaranteed way of passing an account, to be quite honest. But they're only good for 30 days, so they don't reoccur subscription wise. So, but you can see I've got I bought 3 of them, so I've got 30 accounts here, but I'm on the very first one, as you can see here. So I'm up $1,000 in this account. Just started it a couple days ago. And you can see that, and I'll go ahead and bring that over just temporarily. I'm just going to show you this. You can see that temporarily. This is the account we're in right here. You see we're down $37. Who cares? Not worried about it. But you see the account is up. It's to 51,022. I traded this other one the other day as well. This was account number 2. As you can see here, it's up $818, but I haven't traded any of these other ones. You can see all the way up from 3 all the way up to 30. Haven't traded any of these other ones yet. I will get to those. But let's just go ahead and get one of them qualified here into a PA status. And then once I get one of these, 10 of them, or 9 of those will go away. So that's kind of how they run their specials, which I really like. But anyway, just showing you that to be transparent here and show you what I'm doing. We'll let this thing play out and see what we can get going here, guys. So just being patient. Try not to ramble too much since this is the first video here. Just kind of talking. But that's kind of the method I use in the evenings, is really look at market profile And like I said, I have a custom indicator here. So let me open up this market, this chart here, make it big. So now you can see this was yesterday's profile. You can see the movements here, and this was today's profile. So you can see what I've done. I've just marked out the high profile, the volume profile, the nodes, the highest nodes are the most active areas of volume was traded, which is what creates all these jagged edges here. So I just kind of mark out a zone on all the highest areas, and when they line up really nicely, you can see how they bounce around these 50 points. This is a 100-point zone from here. At white to white's 100, and this purplish pinkish color is 50. So every 50 points, 50 points. So I like to trade in 50-point increments, like I was saying. I don't try to get too anxious about getting into a trade. I kind of wait for, if I have to average into a trade, which I don't have any problem doing, I'll wait for it to get about 50 points to the next level before I do that. I don't try to average in 5 points away or 20 points against me. I don't average in, even if market structure says to do that, I don't. I just let my position play out, and I'll wait for these lines, which is my custom indicator, which is just the golden lines, but I can set these lines to whatever I want to, and it will mark them up on the chart automatically every day. Every time I open the chart, they'll be there. So I used to just do them by hand, which you can. It just takes time. So, and then if we have a big market move overnight or what have you, then you have to spend the day or spend a pretty good time trying to mark up lines and your chart and all that. And I'd rather just not do that. So had a custom indicator done for me to do that. So it makes it very nice. But this is why you can see where I got the zones. That way you're not confused. You'll see how it bounces out of these zones very nice, because as it should, right? Because we're in a congested area where volume was high during market hours. We're coming into the zone here. We're kind of dropping pretty good here. But you can see how we've come up here and we've bounced pretty strong. So I like it. I like it a lot, actually. So let's move that back into one of my other screens. All right. Make some adjustments to that. All right. Everything looks good there. So yeah, so we have this big move down. My word, absolutely not. I don't like being in a 2 to start out with, but that was a little glitch that you guys saw here, which is kind of funny it happened. It's not happened to me before. It's kind of funny it happened when I started the video here for the very first time. But anyway, it's only 2, not worried about it. So I'll put another one here, and you can see I got an order sitting here right at this white line, which is 200, right? Market likes to move in halves and in whole numbers. So hundreds, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350. Those are the areas I like getting into trades around the whole numbers. So because we went in with 2 contracts here for whatever reason, when I do get, if it does come down to get me, it's not going to move into my average very well, because I'm only going in 1 contract. I'm not going to go in another 2. I'm not going to panic and freak out because it's going against me and I didn't like being stuck in 2. You don't worry about any of that kind of stuff. Just relax, And that's what we're here. So it's not going to move to my average like I would. Normally, had I been in 1 here, and I got in another one here, it would almost be about half the distance here between these 2 lines. So I don't need such a big move anymore to get out, So, because I will manage a trade if I need to get out, if I'm clearly against the trend or what have you, or something's really running against me. I'll work my way out of that. I won't wait for the 50-point target or 100-point target. I'll work my way out at 5, 10, or 15, just whenever I can get back to break even sometimes. So you still have to manage the trade. It can't just be blind, except when, for me, I will get into some of these trades and I'll set all my parameters up. And then if I have to go on and call it evening and go on to bed, I'll do that. And I'll just get up the next day and see what the situation looks like. But because I am on micros, it should be okay. So now I'll sleep just like a baby, no stress, right? And the way I'm able to do that is, like I said, I'm on micros, but I have multiple accounts for some reason. If I should get a massive dump here and I've got 6 contracts in or whatever because it's gone 300 points against me, and I've averaged in every 50 points or whatever it is, and it continues to go another 600, 300 points on me, then it's going to blow the account. But I'm okay with that. Not worried about it because I have the satisfaction and the understanding to know I've got multiple accounts. So not worried. Not worried. And that's what you'll find. We get our own way most of the time when we trade. We're our worst enemy. Our biggest obstacle is not trading or strategy, it's ourselves. And that's what you'll find. That's what I've told other people that I've taught to trade. Look, there's 100 to 1,000 ways to trade the markets successfully, but there's only one you. So you're the common denominator in every one of those. So we have to, if we're struggling, we're having trouble, we have to look at ourselves first, not our system. But our first thing to blame is the method. The markets are rigged, that kind of stuff. Instead of looking into ourselves and realize, we're the one common denominator amongst all those failures or successes. If we succeed and we're successful, we should also look at ourselves and pat ourselves on the back and say, good job. You're doing some things right, so all those things we'll talk more about as the channel, and I'll do videos on those things as the channel, as I start building this channel. Again, it's a brand new channel here, very first video in the channel, so pretty rough. Forgive me for that. I'm not a professional speaker, so I'll stumble over my words, I'll mumble sometimes, and I'm just not going to edit. I'm not going to do that. So like I said, it's not going to be all polished and pretty and sounding perfect, and that might turn some people off, but that's okay. I mean, I'm just a normal person, and obviously I'll get better the more I do it, but for right now, you're just gonna have to get, if you subscribe, you're just gonna have to get some videos with some edges on it for the time being, but eventually we'll kind of smooth them up, and just from having experience in doing and getting this started, and it should get better as we go forward. But for right now, this is it. And you might also hear noise in the background, and that's what it is. It's real life. I'm in my home, down in the basement, but we still have a lot of traffic through here. So there you go. That's what it is. So look forward to interacting with everybody as you kind of find out who we are and what we learn, what the channel. Hopefully, since I will have a stream schedule kind of in the evenings, starting at about 4:55 Central Time, 5:55 Eastern Time. Kind of trade that open of the new day for about 30 minutes to an hour. Live stream that. I hope people join and check us out, subscribe to the channel, and come check us out live, ask questions, and we talk. And I've got a Discord that's coming that will have live trade room in the mornings, because I trade all day in the mornings, but I'll have a live trade room from 8 Central Standard Time till 10 Central Standard Time, or 9 to 11 Eastern Time, where it will be through Discord, but via Zoom, if that makes sense. So, because I want it to be interactive, so you'll have your chance to ask questions and talk, not just chat. If you can just chat if you'd like to, but in the type your questions or what have you in the chat or comments. But I like to actually converse, so I like the aspect of being able to do that on a Zoom call, so via the Discord live trade room. So hopefully, as we kind of get this up and running in a little bit, I'll get all that set up. It'll be brand new as well, so we'll get all that set up, and then and I'll make mention of it when that's ready to go. Should be here, hopefully, if not by this weekend, by the first of the week, next week. And then people can join on a morning live trade room where they can actually talk. We can have a conversation, because I want that to be a community. I want to grow a community here that's about serving other people, asking questions and answering questions and helping, and bring a lot of years to the markets, over 25 years. The PA, this type of prop firm training is new. So I'm having to learn and navigate this way of trading as well, which is different from the way I trade a lot of my live accounts and my swing trade accounts and my options accounts. Quite a bit different in the live markets. So, but this is such a low barrier to entry with the prop firms, and I think it's a godsend for most people. And I think it's an awesome opportunity as long as they're around. So let's take advantage of those and let's kind of figure out what works, So, but again, yeah, that should be coming here by this weekend or first of next week. So if you're catching us or happen to see us, I'm not going to do any advertising. I'm not going to do any kind of crazy promotional stuff to get people to the channel. It'll all be organic, If it grows, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. So I'm completely fine. But I'm doing this for some people that I know that want to learn. And then also, it's a good accountability thing. Being trading in front of people is tough. It absolutely is tough. So it's a good accountability for me with these prop firms to not be a wild, wild west mentality. So it's very good for accountability purposes for me. So it looks like we might get down here. Hopefully, I would love at this point for it to go ahead and come on down and get me into another position here. And then average in just a little bit better. Won't be great just because, like I said, we got in because of the glitch. We're in at 2 contracts at the open here, which I don't like. But anyway, it still averages in a little bit as it just did. You see it only came down a few points. But hey, that's okay. It came down about 20 points. So, because we were in 48-ish or so, and it brought us into, so it came down 10 points roughly, 10, 11 points. That's all right. So now we're in 3 contracts long. We're at 45 points negative, which most people would be freaking out, but not a big deal, guys. That's when we trade micros. Let's give it some time. We're watching the 4-hour candle here, the daily candle here. It really, this could easily come down here and sweep these lows here. It could drop 200 points here. Like it's moving pretty hard and fast right here. I'm totally okay with that. I don't have a problem with that. So we'll let it play out and not stressing. We have a $2,500 drawdown per account. So, which is nice, but it is a trailing drawdown. So you do have to be kind of aware of that. We don't want to, we're up $1,000. We should still have the majority of our drawdown. So don't want to just give it away, but at the same time, it's okay, remember, because we have multiple accounts and they're eval accounts. When we get into PA accounts, we might be a little more cautious. But right now, just trading and letting the trades play themselves out, not trying to micromanage trades. That is not a good thing. And unfortunately, that's the #1 killer of all traders, is they micromanage. They let their losers run and they cut their profits short. Well, we're not going to do that. Unless we have to manage out of a position because we know we're on the wrong side, then it's smart to do so. But for right now, we'll just let it play. So I like the gap that we have to the long side. So I'm really counting on this to the market probably to move up here a little bit if it can, and to get us out of this position, at least cover the gap if nothing else. Since we are in 3, if I can get up there to this up to this area here, around this 21,280 area, if we can get price to move all the way back up to there, I'll definitely exit 1 to 2 of these, just because, maybe 1 for sure, just because I normally wouldn't be in 3, I'd only be in 2 at this point. So I will lock in 1 of those, but we'll just have to let it run and see what it wants to do. Like I said, we'll hang out here for about an hour. Sometimes the evenings is very, very slow sometimes, which is, I think, is actually better for people. Because at the open in the morning, 9:30 open Eastern time, a lot of volatility, and most people cannot handle all that because they'll get whipsawed out. Where slower markets like this are easier to trade. It's slower, it's more boring, it's not as exciting, to be quite honest. But learn to be excited in your profits, when you close a position for more than what you started with. That's when you get excited, not in the midst of it. I don't think that's good. So at least that's my opinion. So I just kind of, you know, don't get emotionally too high or emotionally too low. You know, pretty even kill, and I think that's a good way to be, especially in trading. So I'm just yapping here, I know. So we'll kind of just chill out here. We got some good music going on, some chill music here. So we'll just kind of let that play, and then we'll watch this market here. But I'm here, and I'll chime back in here in just a few more minutes. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks again for being here. Sure do appreciate it. All right, guys. So I'm back here. So you can see we've slowed down really quick with price action here. So tells me we might be a little bit slow, even though the market opened up here. It's come down first. You know, it's making the wick down here, which is a good sign for me. I'd like to see it continue to the high side, but we're already 33 minutes into this video. So I think I'm going to go ahead and kill this video here, but I'll do an update video to this particular trade here either later tonight or we'll manage it in the morning if we need to. So again, don't want to stretch these things out since it's just me talking here. Like I said, when we do the live streams, we'll probably go anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour because hopefully we have conversation, we can talk. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and kill this trade. Or not kill the trade, excuse me, kill the video. And we'll let this trade play out. But as you can see, we're down 33 points right now. We have entries to get long still down here at the half marker at 150. And then here below this news candle whipsaw right here, or maybe it was a Trump tweet or something, whatever it was. I know he was speaking. This big pop there. I've got another entry just below that, because a lot of times on these kind of big news events, especially, both sides of the candle will get taken out. So I'm aware of that. So we'll leave a position here. Then I'll also add another position at the swing low down here. When you have relatively equal lows, double bottoms or what stuff, those are made to be broken. So a lot of liquidity sitting down here. So we'll look to trade that. That's usually I have another position to be entered down here again at this 50 area, right? So I would like for it just to go on up though and get us out of these positions up here. But again, if it wants to come down, I'm perfectly okay with that. So anyway, that's kind of the mindset going forward. So we'll just let this thing play out. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here since we're now 35 minutes into this video. So again, thanks for being here. checking us out. So sure do appreciate that, and hopefully we'll get on our live stream for tomorrow, which would be Thursday. But then that would be the end of the week because Friday obviously market closes, so for the evening side. But anyway, again, thanks for being here and being patient with me, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys hopefully tomorrow. But again, I'll give an update video later on in the evening if we go ahead and hit our profit targets, or even if I have to average in deeper, we'll kind of watch that as well. All right, guys, thanks, and hope everybody's doing well and has a great night, and hopefully we'll see you guys later. Thanks again. Like and subscribe if you don't mind. Thanks. Bye-bye.